Kazuto's not bad at karaoke. It's because you don't have any pocket money, right? Poor thing.
Well, his family owns that rundown factory. I don't blame you.
Huh? Is this?
That was the last day of the university festival during my first year, when Himeka and Tokyo, former classmates who transferred to another university, came to visit.
This is my first time at a national university festival, but it feels a bit plain.
Yeah, right? Why not recharge and stay up all night at karaoke after tomorrow's after party?
That sounds good! Yuno and Kazuto are coming too, right? Well, I'm not really up for an all-night thing.
I'm not great at karaoke, so I'll pass. Sorry.
Kazuto's not bad at karaoke. It's because you don't have any pocket money, right? Poor thing. Himeka, don't say things like that.
Well, his family owns that rundown factory. I don't blame you.
Tokyo-kun, why would you say that too?
I'm Kazuto Takemori. I enrolled in a local national university this year. Yuno, who I was talking to, goes to the same university as me, though we're in different departments. Himeka and Tokyo enrolled in a famous private university 2 stations away from ours. As Himeka and the others said, I'm not from a wealthy family. My dad runs a small local factory, mainly produces crane game machines. I've heard Yuno's dad works for the prefectural office as a public servant, and Tokyo's dad is a president running a real estate business. And Himeka's dad owns multiple amusement facilities. He's one of the main clients for my dad's factory. When Yuno and I refused Himeka's invitation, things got awkward. They left, clearly disappointed.
It would have been nice to catch up without all that.
Well, it's okay. I'm not bothered at all.
You handled that really maturely, Kazuto-kun.
It's not a big deal.
It is a big deal.
Oh, shouldn't we go back?
Yeah, you're right.
2 years later, we were all juniors in college. I'd occasionally run into Yuno from another department during campus events, but I hadn't seen Himeka and Tokyo in these past 2 years. One day, as I approached the fountain park near the station, I spotted Yuno and Himeka talking by the fountain, so I decided to approach her.
Why didn't you choose the same university as me and the others? Well, I chose a university where I could focus on what I really wanted to study.
But a local national university are places where people with lower living standards go, right?
All the people here are uncool and not fashionable.
Himeka, Tokyo, don't say things like that.
But it's true.
Choosing a university shouldn't be based on how fashionable it is. What's important is where and how you want to study.
Living too seriously is just boring.
Yeah, life is about enjoying it to the fullest.
That's your perspective. It's your decision to live your own interesting lives. But isn't it wrong to impose that on others?
Those kinds of arguments are so annoying.
Even if Yuno and I went to the same private university you recommend, you're not the one who will be paying our tuition or fees, right? It's wrong to push or blame someone just because they chose a different university. When I finished saying that, Yuno nodded vigorously while Himeka looked annoyed.
Don't you dare talk down to me like that. You're going to regret it.
Let's go, Himeka. Our lifestyles are like night and day. Our values are so different from them. It's pointless to discuss.
After saying that, Tokyo glared at me and left, holding onto Himeka's shoulder.
Thanks for standing up for me, Kazuto-kun.
No, what they were saying was just so off. So...
But Isn't Himika's father's company a business partner with your father's factory?
Huh? Well, yeah.
I hope nothing's going to happen. Are you okay?
No way. I don't think something would happen. But a week later, that unexpected event did happen.
What? What did you just say, President Kanamaki? You can't just suddenly tell us you're stopping the business with us. Please, wait a moment. I want to discuss this.
After saying that, my dad quietly hung up the phone and let out a deep sigh. Dad, was that President Kanamaki on the phone? I heard something about canceling the deal.
Yeah, out of the blue today. He said they'll be doing business with a big factory in China from now on. So they're canceling the deal effective today.
What? That's outrageous.
They were our main client. This is a problem.
The day after we received the cancellation call from President Kanamaki, who is Himika's father, numerous crane game machines were returned. The following week, we got cancellation notices from other companies connected to President Kanamaki. The number of returns kept increasing day by day.
This is bad. With all these cancellations, we won't have time to find new clients. What should we do?
Seeing my father so distraught, I decided to make a suggestion. Dad, don't you think it's time to stop relying solely on clients for our business?
Huh?
I want you to hear me out. I discussed with my father and bought several container warehouses on a spacious plot of land in the outskirts. We lined up the return crane game machines inside the container warehouse.
What are you planning to do with these cabinets in a warehouse, Kazuto?
Dad, don't you know any companies that deal with prizes for games?
Well, I do have a few in mind.
Could you introduce me? I actually wanted to create something with this. I showed my father my smartphone and explained in detail. After graduating from college, a year had passed by. On an early summer morning, as I was heading to the convenience store, I spotted a woman staggering on the sidewalk up ahead. Is she feeling sick? Oh, it's Yuno! The moment I was sure the staggering woman was Yuno, I started running. I yelled out to Yuno, who was gradually veering towards the road. Hey, stop! It's dangerous! Yuno, you need to be careful! Just in time, I grabbed Yuno's arm and pulled her back onto the sidewalk. I noticed her eyes were vacant. She looked worn out. There were dark circles under her eyes, and her once beautiful and silky hair now looked damaged and messy. Yuno, are you okay? Let's take a break. I took Yuno to a nearby cafe right away. Feeling a bit calmer now?
Yeah, thank you.
Did something happen? If you're comfortable, please talk to me. Both Yuno and I had graduated from college the last year. Yuno had joined a well-known major company, or so I had heard. I found Yuno at 10 in the morning on a weekday. Normally, she should have been at work, and I was concerned about her weary look. I waited for her to speak.
I submitted my resignation this morning.
According to Yuno, the company she joined turned out to have a worse work culture than expected, and after struggling with relationships with others for a year, she ended up breaking down physically and had to be hospitalized during her second year.
While in the hospital, my parents told me, just because I got a job at a big company, it doesn't mean I have to work there forever. And also, there are many other options.
Your parents are exactly right.
That's when I finally made up my mind to quit.
I see. I think that choice is right.
I'll have to start job hunting again.
First, you need to get your health back.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, when you've settled down a bit, how about working with us?
What? At your place?
Here, call me when you feel like it. I handed over my business card to Yuno. Then, almost a month later, I received a call from her.
Kazuto-kun, thank you for the other day.
Are you feeling better now?
Yeah, thanks to you. So, well, you gave me your business card, right? I'm curious about what kind of work you do.
Okay then, if you're free now, want to come and see it together?
Really? I'd love to.
I drove Yuno to the warehouse in our company car. This is the project I'm currently working on.
Wow! All these containers here?
Do you know about online crane games?
Onkure, right? I played it a few times.
This warehouse is where we operate Onkure.
I had no idea. It was based on an actual crane game.
We have 10 container warehouses here, and each one has 10 machines installed.
All 100 of them? That's impressive.
My dad's factory produced all the machines here. Thanks to Onkure becoming popular, other companies started placing orders with my dad's factory. So, what I want you to do is marketing.
Marketing?
I want to set up a system where we can constantly understand what characters or prizes users are looking for. Yuno, didn't you specialize in statistics and analysis in college?
You remembered?
Of course! What do you think, Yuno? Can you lend a hand?
It sounds really interesting. I'd love to work with you.
Really? Thank you. Let's do our best together. So, Yuno joined our team as the marketing lead. The next day, Yuno and I visited various game centers. She also went to character shops and gathered information online to decide on prize purchases. As a result, the number of users increased week by week. Since Yuno took over as the marketing lead, the number of users has more than tripled. We've now surpassed 800,000 users. I'm really glad we entrusted marketing to Yuno. Thank you.
I feel so fortunate to be able to enjoy my work this much every day. Thank you.
With the increase in users over the past year, we've significantly expanded the number of crane game machines and container warehouses. But we're starting to run short on staff to manage the sites.
That's true. Managing the sites with our current staff might be quite challenging.
After discussing with Yuno, we decided to post job openings to hire several site management staff. Tomoko-san, who is currently in charge of HR and administration, narrowed down the applicants to 10 people for us. We then decided to interview and select 5 from that group.
Managing Director, the final interviews start tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Got it. The morning of the final interviews, Tomoko-san handed me the resumes of the 10 candidates. After quickly scanning through them, I was surprised when I looked at the last resume. Huh? Is this? It was Himeka's resume. I hadn't seen her since the incident at the fountain park during our 3rd year of college. Why would she come for an interview here? Himeka's father had unilaterally ended the contract with my dad's factory before. I heard they started doing business with cheaper factories in China afterward. Why would Himeka, the daughter of the president, come for an interview here? After interviewing up to the 9th person, Himeka, the last candidate, entered the interview room.
Thank you very much for your time.
When Himeka looked up, she was surprised to see both me and Yuno.
Huh? Why is Kazuto interviewing me? And why is Yuno here too? We're in the middle of an interview process right now. Can we talk about this after it's over? Please have a seat.
Upon hearing Yuno's words, Himeka reluctantly took her seat. It seems you haven't had any work experience since graduating from college. Why are you job hunting now?
Right after graduation, I got married to Tokyo. Tokyo joined a real estate company run by his father and quickly became a branch manager. But 2 years ago, he was deceived by land speculators over the land we bought to build a high rise. We ended up arguing, with the construction company we had a contract with. In the end, we had to pay a penalty fee of 500 million yen for breaking the contract. The debt we took on to buy the land was already substantial. So both Tokyo and his father filed for bankruptcy and disappeared. I left Tokyo just before he filed for bankruptcy and returned to my parents' home.
It seems Himeka's misfortune didn't stop there.
About 6 months after returning home, Dad's company's business partner issued a bounced check and went bankrupt. In the end, due to that fallout, Dad's company also went out of business.
That must have been tough. Himeka.
Dad scolded me, saying, "I spent so much to send you to a private university. Why aren't you standing on your own feet?" That's why I started job hunting.
Himeka couldn't find a company that would hire her, who had never worked after college. It was by chance that she saw a job opening on a job site and applied for it. A few days after the interview, after some consideration, I decided to give Himeka a provisional employment. We set a 1-month trial period, then decide to make a final decision on whether to hire her. Given you had never worked before, to be honest, I was unsure whether to hire you or not.
Yeah, I understand.
But Yuno told me I won't know until I try. So I decided to offer you a provisional position.
I see. Thank you. I should also thank Yuno too.
And 1 month later, the day to decide whether to officially hire Himeka arrived. When I arrived at the office in the morning, I could hear Himeka arguing loudly with someone near the entrance. Yuno and I quickly rushed over.
What's the matter with you?
Give me my money back.
I don't remember borrowing any money from you.
You spent my money when we were together, and even after we got married. I'm just asking you to pay back what you used.
Wait! That's a ridiculous thing to say.
What did you just say?
What Yuno said is correct. You're the one who decided to date and marry Himeka, and you chose not to split the dating expenses, and didn't share the living costs, right?
That's true, but
It's quite unreasonable to make demands for money after divorce. You're strangers now. Such an absurd demand won't work. If Tokyo insists on that claim, you'll have to go through our legal counsel from now on.
damn it. I'll let it go for today. But Himeka, I'll come back later. I know places other than this company where you hang out.
Tokyo spat out those words, looking frustrated, and then left.
Maybe he even knows that Himeka lives alone in an apartment.
Oh no, I'm scared.
Himeka, how about staying at my place for a while? It's risky if someone is waiting for you.
There's a chance that's true. Let's take precautions. We took Himeka to the police station to discuss her safety. I asked them to issue a warning to prohibit the stalking. And then we went to our company's legal counsel's office. We started the process to get a restraining order. After leaving the law firm, Himeka stopped and said,
I'm sorry for causing trouble since this morning.
with a sincere expression, she turned towards us and bowed her head.
Thank you for helping me, even after everything I did in the past.
When our contract with your father's factory was unilaterally terminated, I admit I held some resentment. But that experience pushed me to start Onkure. If my dad continued as we were, I might have just kept running the factory on a small scale. I think I've reached a good turning point, so you don't need to worry about the past anymore. Back at the office, we decided to have another talk with Himeka. It's been a month since you started working, so Yuno and I were thinking to hire you as a full-time regular employee. What do you think?
Really? Are you serious?
What's the answer?
I'm so happy. I'll do my best. Thank you so much.
And so, Himika became our colleague, and 6 months passed. Our company's performance continued to improve, with Himika, who has a large following on social media, assisting in research. And the marketing expertise of both Yuno and Himika, we saw a significant increase in female users. Word of mouth also helped to further boost our user numbers. We've surpassed 1.5 million users! Cheers!
Cheers! Thanks to both of you, I haven't been heard from or been contacted by Tokyo at all. Now I could look for a real handsome boyfriend without any worries.
That's great, Himika.
By the way, you and Yuno seem perfect for each other. Why don't you two get married?
Huh? Well, I've always hoped that would happen someday.
Really? Then propose to her right now. I'll step away to give you some privacy.
After Himika waved and left the restaurant, Yuno and I locked eyes. Our cheeks blushed. I haven't mentioned this before, but I want to date you with the intention of getting married.
I've been waiting for you to say that. Let's make it happen.
Thank you. And so, with Himika's encouragement, I was able to propose to Yuno.
People sometimes make mistakes. But don't you think that if you sincerely regret it and try your best, you can make a fresh start? Thank you for watching. Did you enjoy today's story? Please look forward to the next one as well. See you next time. Bye!